Hello, everybody. I guess I was sitting there for a little bit because this is not the easiest thing to figure out on Rumble, but looks like we're going to be live on a lot of different platforms, so that's good. So figuring it out as we go. Now I'm on a computer. I was using my phone before, but Rumble Studio seems to be pretty good. We'll see how long it lasts this time. The last time I did a show here, it only lasted a few minutes. So there's lots to cover today in the news. Says China may be trying to save face by working out a trade deal with President Trump behind closed doors. Now, is that really the case? I think it is. I think China is in desperate straits right now. A lot of people are very scared. They think that tariffs with China is a bad thing. I think it's one of the best things ever. Because what China took a lot of our industry, like 90 up to 99% of our industry for pharmaceuticals. So imagine China basically shutting that down. If you're getting pharmaceuticals, that's going to be really tough. Or upping, the tariffs on it. So we need to get all that back. A lot of cars are made over there. Teslas used to be made there on a massive scale. Elon basically started a massive Texas factory. So that's really good. I think in the future, we're going to see this thing really, a lot of industry come back to America because it's going to be much easier and much cheaper for Americans. And Americans, they used to prosper instead of Chinese prospering or Mexicans prospering or Canadians prospering over Americans. We're going to see that steal end. Same thing with Europeans and probably a lot of other places throughout the world. So tariffs are basically reducing the steal that has been very bad over there. So I think that it's definitely time for America to prosper once again on a massive scale. Get those people off the streets. I've been down to Mexico many times over the last couple of years, and there's not a lot of street people. If you see them at all, in the resort areas, you don't see any people on the streets. So America is not like that at all. You go to pretty much any big city in the U.S. now, and there's homeless everywhere. Drug use, massive drug use, and lots of big cities all over America. I don't care where you're at. You go down downtown Tampa, you go downtown St. Petersburg here in Florida, where I'm at. You're going to see the homeless and significant drug use that's going on down there. So we've seen videos, and I've been to California as well, not in a while, but the last time I was there, the homeless and the people that are obviously on drugs, walking, sometimes relieving themselves and just off the street and clothes off, and I'm like, gosh, how does this work? Homes being invaded by homeless and people that are on drugs. I mean, high-end homes, because I was in the Beverly Hills, and I saw a lot of very, very nice homes from people that are extremely wealthy, and some of them were being invaded by the homeless. So it is pretty bad here in America. Bringing back America's wealth instead of going to China, where they have slave labor. The Uyghurs are basically enslaved because they are of a different persuasion. They have different ideas. They don't accept the communism of China, which basically you devote your whole life and your whole soul to the Chinese Communist Party. We've seen this with communism in Soviet Union when they killed the Tsar and his family and took over because they were a mafia. Obviously, they caused mayhem in Russia. Over 100 million died of starvation. I think the same numbers in China. I know this one amazing woman, fashion designer, that basically she came from China during that time frame, and with her grandmother. But before they left, her grandmother would kill rats and feed her rats to help her survive. And then they came to America, and she's now rich, among the rich and famous. So that's the beauty, and that's the promise of America, that you can, turn your life around at any point and achieve greatness, but not as much as we used to be able to do, because a lot of that has been shipped overseas, that potential. So we're going to bring that back, and that's one of the things I believe is very, very important for America, and of course, ultimately the world. Because right now the Kazarian Mafia is doing incredible flooding throughout the United States and the world. 6 different six different continents of the 7 continents. Where do you think the only one is not being flooded? Antarctica. So we know that there are bases down there in Antarctica that contribute to this massive flooding. But this is not something that's exposed. It's not something that's talked about on a large level, a large enough level that as it should be. So it's going to be, I believe, something we're going to have a problem with, and if we don't see this thing turn around, then it's going to be, something that's not going to be very good, right? Presentation. Let's see. I'm trying to share the screen here. Start screen share. I guess I still have to figure that one out because it's not allowing me to share the screen. So I was going to show you basically where there's flooding all over the United States, from Arkansas, Mississippi, all the way up into Ohio, and every place in between. 1,000-year floods, the largest floods in history, in a lot of these towns. So that's one of the things that is not normal. All right, to have 1,000-year floods in 6 different continents. All right, so this is the deep state Kazarian Mafia that is trying to decrease the population on a massive level. If you look at the Deagle report, from many years back was predicting that in this year, 2025, there would be 6 billion less people on Earth from what it is now. So we know that the things that happened in 2021 on a massive scale, a lot of people are disappearing from the Earth, and they're covering that up on an unbelievable massive level. So upwards of 1 billion people have gone from that, and because people are dying suddenly, they're not doing any test or whatever. We're seeing a lot of these people just disappear, and I think that's one of the reasons why we see a lot of neighborhoods, like in my neighborhood, there's hardly anybody left. Right? Of course, we had one of those floods from a hurricane, Helene, which basically came through way off the coast, 100 miles off the coast. It was like Cat 2 when it was out there, but yeah, we had unbelievable flooding. So lots of problems with this flooding. So this is basically a war against the world with weather weapons. So they're not sending armies at us; they're waging war against the population of the Earth with weather. And of course, they are waging war against us with the things they put in our bodies back in 2021 and 2022 on a massive level. Here in America, 80% of the people here in America got that thing in the arm. So there is a lot of problems. Still cleaning up down in Punta Gorda, Florida. Yeah, so all along the west coast of Florida, and of course up into the mountains, all the way up into the mountains of North Carolina. And now we're having the same type of flooding just from rain. There's no like hurricane, but yet we're having tornadoes that are like Cat 5 hurricanes with 190 plus mile per hour winds that are just ripping houses to pieces and clearing whole neighborhoods. Completely gone. The flooding doing the same thing. Just the force of the water, because it's coming through on such an incredible scale, is like in North Carolina, the mountains of North Carolina, basically just clearing out whole tracts of homes. So this is one of the things that's going on now in all the way down in one of the continents, the smallest continent. Do you guys know where that is? That's Australia. So the smallest continent, although in that small continent they have land, obviously a major landmass, and within that landmass is the state of Texas-sized flooding that has killed over 1 million livestock. We're talking cattle, sheep, goats, chickens, pigs, you name it, over a large swath of land, larger than the size of Texas, flooding. So that's another way they're coming after us with the food supply, taking out the food supply. So they're taking out the food supply, like I mentioned before, in communist countries and killed hundreds of millions of people. They're trying to do it again and kill hundreds of millions of people in all 6 continents. All right, so taking away the food supply, the stuff in the arms stuff that basically is killing off massive numbers of people, will continue, unfortunately, to kill off massive numbers of people. It's just insane. Insane how this is being allowed to continue. So, I look at the news. I report on the news. That's one of the things I'm doing. Biden returns to podium for first time to slam Trump's Social Security plan. So this is the deep state again. We know that walking actor that plays Biden is nonsensical, kind of like he's got Kuru or something. So he's talking about how they're wrecking Social Security so they could rob it. Now that would be his administration, of course, with Elon Musk basically disclosing how there are massive numbers of people on Social Security and they're cleaning up. So in Biden deep state land, Xero Mafia land, that is basically taken away from people that deserve those funds, right? That deserve those funds. And he says there's 1,000 billionaires. Well, he's a little bit off. Of course, he's a little bit off on a lot of things. There's only a little over 900 billionaires here in America, but I remember back when I was a kid, if you're a millionaire, that was amazing. But now we have over 900 billionaires, 905, I think is the number I saw when I looked it up. I was like 1,000. I don't think it's that much, but it was pretty close. So not bad for a guy playing Biden, or whoever's having him talk. So is it the good guys? Basically, you go out and make a fool of yourself, and that that exposes the deep state even more. Or is it the deep state basically using a Biden lookalike to basically try and get those people that are still, I believe this is the way it works, try and get those people still believing that Biden is a good guy and the Democrat Party is a good party. No party out there is really good guys all over the world. They're all compromised, but, Democrats are pretty much completely compromised. So that's why I pick on them, but I don't believe everybody is crazy in the Democrat Party, although a lot of people say that. Sometimes I say that, but I don't believe it. I grew up in the Democrat family, so they weren't all crazy. None of them were crazy, actually. They were God-loving, patriots, just like me. That's how I became a great patriot from a great family upbringing. So Democrat, Republican, I don't care. There's lots of disinformation out there spreading to both parties, and we need to clean that up. Yes, Silver Pump Baptist crazy. That's Biden, Kuru, and flamed. Right. We saw Hillary Clinton bobbing her head. That's a Kuru. That's a second level Kuru effect. There's beginning stages of Kuru, which is basically prion disease, where you've been eating, you're cannibal. A lot of times you're eating brain matter from human beings. A lot of times they like the children. So if you're you're into that, then you can have this prion disease, and it basically inflames, I guess, the neurons in the brain, disassociates them with reality, right? So you get head bobbing. Remember Hillary Clinton having the head bobbing? All right. So remember Hillary Clinton in 2016, where they loaded her up in a van. So what is probably one of the number one things that get you taken off the street very easily? No questions asked. That would probably be it, where you're cannibalizing children. So I pointed that out one time to a group of CIA people that I used to work with, GRS, Global Response Service, basically security in the CIA. We were overseas and they wanted us to do Hillary Clinton's detail, add to it, extra protection. And I was like, well, maybe they were like, Mike, we want you on the M60 machine gun, because we know that you're good with that. We've heard about you and SEAL teams being that's all you carried for most of your career. And I was like, yes, I'm very good with that, but I may have to turn that on, Hillary, just jokingly, kind of talking like I might do that. And they're like, yeah, okay. So my girl, and so the guy that was on her detail, watching the villa that she was in, I guess they brought in some kids and they never left. And he was like, you were right. And we never saw that guy. He was a pretty high level guy. Had worked a few times and he was on the up and up. I think he was a Green Beret, a really sharp guy. But once he was exposed to that, he was out. Right. So a lot of people will check out when they see that kind of stuff. For me, I'm like, well, I'm going to continue because I can do good stuff on the other side of this, and that's why I stayed as long as I did, 11 years. But I knew there was very, very evil stuff going on, guys. You're exposed to that, and the higher levels of the political class around the world are into cannibalism. All right, we've seen that with Katy Perry. Katy Perry was doing a show one time, and her eye was flickering, and she was like, muscle spasm, and she would flick it with her finger. It would normalize, and it would flicker again. She would, and she's done many videos of cannibalism, and she's involved with, Marina Abramovic, which is she does the cannibalism eating groups. Where they have basically someone laying and it's just cake or food or something, and you have someone with their head there so it looks real. Why would you do something like that? That's not art. There's no art to that. That's monsters playing around in front of us, saying, look, it's just art. It's like, no, that's evil. That's evil. And we know you guys do that. Angela Merkel, remember seeing her next to Macaroni, French macaroni president. She was like just couldn't control herself. That second stage of Kuru, and then shortly after that, they're like, well, she's exhausted and she needs a break, and she's got some illnesses, and so we're just going to pull her out. So we haven't seen her since. The list goes on and on and on and on. We've seen a lot of these people over the years with some, like George H.W. Bush was in Japan, and he collapsed. And it wasn't like, he was having like heat stroke, or he was like he collapsed at a table. The Japanese embassy, I don't know what it was, but he was there. He collapsed, and everybody came running over. At first they were like, oh, maybe he's like ill or something. And no, he was dead. And he got replaced. So a lot of people say he got replaced by a clone. I don't know, or an actor or something. And then we saw, him in later life, being pushed around in a didn't look like him, being pushed around in a wheelchair. And then he died. And then he had a wrinkled American flag on his coffin, like John McCain, who was also a bad man. So Bad men basically get wrinkled flags, dishonor, treasonous. So we've talked about all this stuff. I guess we need to continue to talk about it because people are like, when are we going to see the arrest? I think the arrests have already been happening. People have been removed from the scene. There's people that play those parts, like Hillary when she was carted off in that van. And then we saw the next day someone shorter and younger come walking out and waving. She didn't have a detail around her. So I don't know, guys. You gotta look at this stuff and just question, who's real, who's not, and make your best. So Biden, whoever's playing him, because he's gone, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, the boy's gone. Right, he's been gone. He didn't make it to, and Hillary didn't make it to the election because they were stealing it. They were treasonous, so they got pulled. Right. Both of them, and they got treated for being treasonous. And there's something for that. Right? You do that, then this happens, right? And why? And everybody's like, well, why didn't they do? Why don't put that out in the open in the court? It's not time for that yet because there's more people who have to be wrapped up, more exposure that needs to happen. And if you were to start that process, think about all the intel officials. The 51 intel officials, some of them former CIA, heads of the CIA. Those guys, you haven't seen those guys in a long time. You haven't seen who's that one guy that was head of the FBI, that like tall, really tall guy. I can't think of his name right now, but it's Central Casting. Yeah, definitely Central Casting. Trump holding Easter prayer right now already. Oh, nice. So this is a week-long, beautiful time of, being in James Comey. Thank you. Thanks, Pump and Jason A. So basically, we're seeing this thing unwind for them. So remember all those actors that came for President Trump's inauguration? None of those people were those people. All right, Bush and Hillary and just all those people. Obama? No, none of them. They would have shown up anyway. So it'll be very interesting when it does get revealed. Will there be that? We're just going to shut down everything right now and just going to broadcast to your phones and your computers. Just disinformation for right now. We got control of the Mercy broadcast system, and we're just going to turn everything else off, and you're going to hear, the real deal. Some people won't believe it. They've been fooled, and it's easier to fool somebody than it is to unfool them. So there's resistance to being unfooled. All right. So, oh my God, I've been fooled. I can't admit that. All right. So there is a problem with that. All masked up actors, absolutely. Lots of masked up actors. That's been revealed. We've seen the skin of Biden on many occasions, that around his neck, where it didn't seal right or something. It was coming unsealed. There was one time he was on an aircraft and his chin was all bunching up. It's like, wow. Like, just really exposing this stuff right now. I guess some people are noticing, but not everybody. But I think a lot. I think a lot of people have noticed it. And Harris, yes, Kathleen Harris, Kuru, early stages of Kuru. So there's many things that we're learning about these evil ones. And if people really knew, what they were up to, what they had done, what they were involved in, the directed energy weapons against LA and Lahaina, directed energy weapons and thermite bombs and so forth in the three towers, not just the Twin Towers, but Building 7 as well, which I guess the British Broadcasting network basically got the word early because they're on a different timeline, right? So somehow they got the times mixed up. So their broadcasting ability 7 had fallen, and it was right behind them in full view, and didn't fall for another, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes after that. And same thing down in Australia. They were, saying that John F. Kennedy had died from an assassin before it happened. So lots of stuff, gets revealed over time, but people don't want to believe. Just like we've had James Files on several times now. It's like, please, you like listen to this guy. He's telling you that he was a guy behind a picket fence. George H.W. Bush was the head of his organization that recruited for the 40 assassins, all military, highly trained military that got trained even higher in military capabilities, like myself. Tier 1 training, and basically they were used by the CIA as their assassin team. And one of the assassinations was JFK. Another assassination was Che Guevara, who they were protecting, the person that they had put in Cuba, and that was Castro. They put Castro in Cuba. The CIA did. All of this lying that the Mockingbird media continually does about all these threats against Castro, they're all lies, because the CIA controlled that. Why did the CIA control Castro and get rid of Batista, who was the president before that? Batista wanted more money from the heroin trade that was moving through from the Golden Triangle in Vietnam. That's why we started the war there. That's why we started the war in Afghanistan, to get the heroin, and ship it into the United States and make money off of it. So they're using Cuba. Even the Afghanistan trade was going through Cuba. So we had the Vietnam trade going through Cuba, heroin, and then we had the Afghanistan Golden Triangle coming through Cuba. Wow. In all that time, they basically shut down Cuba. Nobody going down there and partying in the casinos anymore. They did away with that because these are communists. These are basically Kazarian mafia that are controlling Cuba, controlling the not only the people of Cuba, but also those people that left Cuba and were trained and armed and tried to take Cuba back. And why did the American government not support them? Because it was basically the CIA operation on both sides. On both sides. So these are the things we're learning, and we can't have a guy like James Files come out and basically get diplomat immunity, because he'll disclose too much. If he was able to go on my show without with immunity, I would have him do it. But if he reveals some of the stuff, it's like me when I signed non-disclosure agreements. He did too. Imagine that. Imagine that. The guy that shot Kennedy signed non-disclosure agreements for the U.S. military and the CIA. He was trained at the highest level of training available in military arts. Jumping. He learned how to fly a plane. He was with the American-made guy that Tom Cruise. What was that guy's name? Basically flying, from South America, drugs and weapons down and back and forth, and human trafficking and all that stuff. He did all that stuff too. Did it into Florida as well. So Florida and Mena Airport in Arkansas. So this stuff is all over our country, guys. It's all over. Barry Seal. Thank you, Jason. So this stuff is all over our country. So James Files flew with Barry Seals. They were part of the same group, all former military, all highly trained, recruited into this group, kind of like I was recruited into the SEAL teams, and then recruited into SEAL Team 6. These guys were on another level again, super secret ops guys, and they thought they were fighting their country. they thought they were doing the right thing by killing President Kennedy. There was a lot of them on that day that shot at Kennedy, many of them, right? And many of them have, I think he has upwards of 60 people that he assassinated, killed during his time frame. Now he has God. Now he wants to reveal. He wants to do the right thing. And how about, Anna Luna? Getting this guy in. You're like wanting people to come and reveal on the JFK files. We have the number one guy still alive. Everybody else has been killed. They tried to kill him several times. He's still alive by God's grace to reveal. So, Anna Luna Paulina, if you're listening, or if anybody got told of her, she's actually in my district. Maybe I should contact her and say, hey, what are you doing? Come on. Are you serious about like revealing, or you just talk? I hate talk and not walking the walk. That disgusts me, right? Because everybody's like, oh, they're going to do good things, and they never do it, right? So we need James Files to testify, absolutely. And yes, I should contact her. I guess I'm going to do it. So anyway, I'll just send her, through, I guess, social media. What better way to do it? So everybody sees it, right? So she's on the spot. All right. And I'm talking about it. Now, Trump has actually been asked to give him immunity by some people, and there's no response yet. So maybe if it comes from a lot of different, at one time, yes, she was, or she worked in a club. I don't know if she was actually one of the strippers, but she worked in one of those clubs. Yeah, maybe she was just a waitress. I don't know. So inquiry minds want to know. I don't really care. I mean, she's where she's at. She could do just as anybody else, as good as anybody else. All right. So let's not pull her down. Maybe she's the one that's going to get him in there. Maybe she's the one that does that. And then I don't care what her past is, maybe she's doing cannibalism or something. That would be an issue. But other than that, I don't think she's there. So by that standard, she's good to go, right? And how many people within the political class are doing that? I think I think we're going to be shocked. I think we're going to be incredibly shocked. So, well, we know that's happening within Hollywood and also in the music industry. What level? Again, it's going to be shocking. And maybe that's because imagine, if you will, that once this really comes out and the scope and the breadth of how many people are involved in it, I think it's unbelievable. From what I'm looking at, I think it's going to be mind-numbing, even for those of us that are completely on board with all this stuff and understand it. Imagine to those people that just don't even have a comprehension of that. I just looked at the time that I'm at. It's 33, right when I was saying that. So yeah, it's stimulating to us to get this information, but it's going to be mind-wrecking to those that do not, have their minds go in these areas. Don't have any critical thinking. Just have their favorite, singer or actor or politician of the day basically tell them how to think and how to move like a puppet, right? So then when those puppet strings are taken off and they don't have anybody that can help puppet their brain, and then they have to look at stuff and it's like, I've been fooled, worm brain. So how many people out there with the worm brain? All right. So just the worms have been in their brain. It's just like there's a bunch of holes in there. The neurons don't fire anymore. Now, at some point, I think the neurons will fire, whether they like it or not. It's got to happen. I've seen some very intelligent people over the years, and I have put incredible information in front of them that would break their pattern of being stupid, right? And it didn't break their pattern, right? Even though it was right in their face. And they claimed that if I could present that type of information to them, then they would break the pattern of stupid. And, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. It's like Mark Twain said, it's easier to fool somebody than to get them to admit that they've been fooled. So that's where we're at, unfortunately. It's like Tom Hanks used to say, or said in Forrest Gump, stupid is as stupid does. That was a great line. Of course, that movie was full of Masonic and crazy stuff. When I've seen somebody break that movie down, and it doesn't surprise me at all, because we know that Tom Hanks was a very bad man. Remember that movie Big, where it was like the kid? It's like, yeah. So there's lots of stuff in that movie too. So a lot of these people have been involved in this. Many of these people have been removed, like Tom Hanks, Sleepless in Seattle guy. Where did that virus start at here in America, in Seattle? And Mr. Sleepless tried to escape in Australia, and he got caught up. And so there was lots of things that were revealed. There's little reveals that happen all the time. If you take this latest little blue rocket, blue phallic symbol that went up in the air with all those women in it, supposedly, I don't think they even went up in the air, but there was like a blue phallic symbol rocket that went up, and it came back down, smashed in the desert, and then they came out and said that was the most amazing experience for them. It was like, better than having sex, so that's kind of interesting. So you have all these women and a phallic symbol that goes up, right, blasts off, and blows its, I guess, load up in the air, and it comes back down with just the head, and then plops down, and it's like a feminine part now. So a lot of this stuff is basically being exposed, guys. And as we move forward, I think more of it gets exposed, and we stop falling for it. We stop moving in the direction of believing in their lies. So we have Boasberg strikes again at Donald Trump. So there's obviously the lawfare that's continuing. Now, it's not just lawfare against Trump. Now, we know they've done lawfare against Trump for like 4 years, right? And it wasn't successful. He got back in office. Now, where else are they doing lawfare? Well, all over the world. In Brazil, Bolsonaro is basically trying to get back in office, kind of like Trump. He got pushed out by a very shady, election where the people demonstrated, and it didn't matter. And so he had to step aside. So now they're saying that he is a criminal, and they're trying to get criminal charges against him and arrest him. Bolsonaro, the South American Trump, they call him. And he is quite fantastic. When he basically lost his election, got it stolen, he came up and visited Trump at Mar-a-Lago. So they probably got a game plan, how they're going to move forward. So if you look at France, we have what's that woman's name that's running over there? She always gets this election stolen from her. And we got Macron basically being inserted. So she's basically being held up on charges as well. They're trying to take her out of the picture. This is obviously a deep state thing, the Gazarian Mafia. They've done the same thing, I think, in Romania. Le Pen, thank you. Raphanon. That's a nice one. Nice name. Raphanon. And so Le Pen has basically been taken. They're trying to take her out so that she can't do any elections. The same thing they tried to do with Trump, trying to do it with Bolsonaro, trying to do it with Le Pen. They're trying to do it in Romania, and I think they have, done the same thing. There's another country over there next to Romania, I think, same thing. Crazy stuff. And the false lawfare against Netanyahu, like with Trump, the false lawfare, I don't know about that, about Netanyahu. I think that guy's pretty shady and suspect for allowing that Hamas basically lie where they invaded Israel to start that war, because he was on shaky ground. People were like demonstrating because of what he did during the 2021 mandates. He really forced them big time. I think Israelis really got hammered. I think they had like almost 100% mandate stuff on them, and that's pretty bad. And they think it's pretty bad too, because I think they are seeing more people dying suddenly than anywhere else. So Chicago mayor is calling Trump a terrorist. So not only lawfare, but trying to strike up, the populace against the sitting president. So that's going to continue, trying to create upcoming riots, I believe, are coming with a lot of people that are in these big cities that have gotten weaponry into these big cities and so forth. Could be some very serious times for us. Now, there have been some people out there talking about April 20th being the date that Trump, and this is coming from the leftists. So whenever the leftists say something, they're kind of on to a plan. Because remember those riots that were happening with Georgie Floyd, the false president, and so they had created a narrative, and they used that narrative to push people all the way to Washington D.C. and they tried to storm the White House. So they stormed across the country, and that was unsuccessful. And then Trump basically started calling out National Guard. And he says, "Oh, you guys want to play hard, right? So you want to F around and find out now." So he started calling out the National Guard, and basically those riots just stopped, right? People that were, trying to destroy history, pulling down statues, 10 years if you do it. Those people that were burning Teslas, 20 years if you do it, terrorism. So they stopped. What will be the next thing? There will be something else. They will not stop. They will keep coming until they've had their day in court. All right. And it could be we have to go through, the minions, their minions, before we can get them. That's a very strong possibility, guys. And will April 20th be the day that Trump declares the military needs to come out and do their thing? The only reason that would happen, he's just not going to inadvertently do that. It's going to have to be massive riot situation. That's the only reason that, and of course he wouldn't do that any other way, because he's basically systematically taking down their system. So if they're able to spin up massive rioting, then yeah, of course you're going to see the military come out and push back on that. You'll see the National Guard come out. If they're not successful, then you're going to see, something. I have to go to the next level, guys. So we've already seen along the border the Marines basically being called out, and they're all along the border, military groups along the border, and that's to stop the cartels from getting involved in possible riot situations that could kick off. Right, and that's my belief, and that's my intuition on that. So if they're shutting it down from there, it takes away a lot of their potential for really taking these um, what I believe are coming riots to a next level. So he's squashing that, and they're deporting massive numbers of people. Why would a judge want him to stop deporting criminals? What part of illegal alien they don't have rights of U.S. citizens? Don't you understand, Judge? Don't you understand? So he's a deep state Bubba, and he's trying to run interference. It's not working too good because we're very focused here, and that little thing is not happening. You can stop yourself, right? Or you can be like who's that one woman? Is it Fannie? Yeah, I think Fannie was in Georgia. Who's the one in New York that now has charges against her for fraud? How she's like housing fraud, mortgage fraud, and all that kind of stuff. The same thing they tried to say that Trump had done in Mar-a-Lago by by saying that his home was way more than it was worth. It's like, no, it's worth way, way, way more than you guys said. Letitia James, thank you. Letitia James is in big trouble, guys. Probably under criminal indictment. Very, very, very strong case against her already, and it didn't take long. Now, will this turn into civil war? I've said this all the way back 5 years ago because people were asking me all the way back then. Will there be a civil war? And I've always said no, because you need a lot of people that are like, screw the other side, right? There's not enough. There's not enough. Yeah, there could be some cases like we saw with George Floyd. They could like spin some people up and do some rioting in some cities where it will be accepted. Deep blue, deep state cities. All right. But for the most part, not so much. Like Chicago mayor saying Trump's a terrorist. So that's very inflammatory. And then you have people that may subscribe to that narrative, which of course they will. Will they get involved and some type of violence? We already saw the violence with the Teslas guys. We saw how easy that was to spin them up on something just a few months before or a month before. They're all like, we're doing the right thing. We're saving the environment. All right. And then they spun them in another direction. And then they're like, throwing, Molotov cocktails at Teslas, and people are coming up and keying them and, getting out of their cars and, having altercations, punching people in Teslas, all kind of crazy stuff, very uncivil. So you have to understand that it's not much of a stretch for them to get some narrative that people are going to lock in on. And it's been, Trump derangement syndrome for, over 8 years now. So they've really inculcated that into a lot of people's consciousness. So their neuron grooves are going to fire a certain way because they've been fooled. And you know what it is about once you're fooled, it's harder to get you unfooled. There's a lot of issues. There's a lot of issues. And I think it's going to be TDS, yeah, Trump derangement syndrome. So that's a real thing. That's a thing where they have gotten into people's consciousness. And it's 5:55 right now. I got to get off here in a few minutes, but it's very, very problematical that we get people out of that situation. It's a tough thing to turn around people that have been MK Ultra to a great extent. They're very MK Ultra. You said the same thing, same time I did put it out there, Silver Pump. So yeah, it's a very they've had plenty of time to perfect it. I've seen it used all over the world, and I seeing it being used here in America on a great scale. and a lot of people have been systematically put under the MK Ultra spell. And there's plenty of demonic spells being cast out there too, witches and demons, all kinds of crazy. This is a battle against evil on many different levels. All right, guys, that's all I got for now. Lots of love. Stay in the love vibration. The love vibration is, of course, you've heard, love is the greatest, strongest force in the universe. But how many of you stay in that vibration? How many of you really believe that? How many of you have actually used love, unconditional love? It's very effective, I can tell you. I have courses. All right. Lots of love. Have a good night, and I will see you guys next time.